Hello everyone, welcome to another campaign diary. This is for Curse of the Crimson Crone, Book 4, History of Ashes, Part 2, Trials of Respect, Chapter 5, Meeting the Cinderlander. After we last left off, the heroes had decided they were going to confront the Cinderlander, take him out, and thus ridding the Shanti of a longtime enemy. As they traveled, the group decided to discuss the issue and how they wanted to approach this attack, and they decided maybe we'll set up an ambush. So Idris and Gregor hid themselves or disguised themselves as red mantis returning to the rendezvous site. Then Eno and the rest all made themselves invisible thanks to Gregor's magic and approached the camp quietly. They didn't really have a good plan as to how they were going to start the attack from there, just they were going to confront him. As Gregor and Idris got talking, the group decided to have a little change of tactics. They decided it might be better off to sit down and have a conversation with the Cinderlander. And so, after some attempts at maintaining their masquerade as being red mantis, which were more or less successful, the group slowly revealed themselves to the Cinderlander and confronted him about who he's working for, why he was working for them, and such. The Cinderlander said that he had no particular loyalty to the red mantis. He was just hired to do a job, hired to act as their guide, to lead them to the Thrall Keeper's mausoleum and to various locations that it was suspected that the PCs would be near. So the PCs, especially led by Idris and Eno, decided to push and suggest maybe it was time for the Cinderlander to give up his one-man war against the Shanti. After some long discussion and a long pause, Cinderlander said he would be willing to talk, but he could not guarantee that he would be willing to make peace. With some help from Eno's magic, Zone of Truth, the group was satisfied that he was honest about what he was saying. So they decided to travel back to the Shanti camp to speak to the shaman and Thousand Bones. First, they approached Thousand Bones and said their plan, and Thousand Bones, while skeptical, supported the idea of potential peace between the Cinderlander and the Shanti tribes. Then they went to the chieftain, and the chieftain was a little harder to convince, but after some time, they were able to convince him to meet. It was decided that all the entire group would meet at a neutral site, an area a day or two's travel away from where they were, called the Devil's Punch Bowl. The Devil's Punch Bowl is known to be, or it's rumored to be, an area of supernatural power, where the line between the underworld and the real world was thin. Upon some thinking, Renan thought perhaps the reason Cinderlander suggested that location was because it would both make them uncomfortable. Neither side would be uncomfortable, so they'd have more honest negotiations. At this point, the group decides they were going to escort the Shanti party to the meeting site for the big meeting. Guys, I'm going to give you 2,000 XP for the session. There wasn't a lot. It was a little short because of my technical difficulties. But it was a really great role-playing session, so I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, comments, or omissions, as always, just let me know. Thank you. Bye.